What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Gym Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Friday. Ready to do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. Hasn't been the overall best week for me. I gotta find a groove, man. Y'all know me, I always call a spade here on the Gym Session. I did cash my NBA Play of the Day yesterday with the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, my favorite money-making team. Remember, my NBA Player of the Day is the play that I personally have the most money on every single day. And then everything else I am betting, just not as heavy as the Play of the Day. So it was a profitable day for me yesterday, but I didn't hit everything else. The Rockets didn't cover against Sacramento. Wizards did not win outright. I thought that was a pretty decent shot to try to attack plus 500, 450, 480, wherever you got it at. And the Clippers. Kawhi is back. He's back. I watched that game last night. Kawhi is back. He's back. Okay? So I don't really want to be fading them blindly, is what I'll say about Los Angeles. It's still fuck the Clippers respectfully, but I'm back in the lineup. We got to keep an eye on them. Remember, they are one of the best ATS teams in the NBA right now currently, but I do think they're going to start to become overrated and overvalued, kind of like we saw them do last season towards around this time of season. But we'll see. Still a lot of time left. We're not even to the All-Star break yet. And we got a nice card tonight on a money-making Friday, and y'all know the drill, man. I'm finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. So all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Friday, a really good day to hop on a 3-day pass. That way you get every single play that I release, every single sport throughout the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, college hoops, NBA, NFL. Hop on a 3-day pass, man. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. So, I'm going out of town this weekend. So the Jam Session today, tomorrow, and Sunday, I'm just let you know right now, they're going to be rapid-fire episodes. I'm still going to break down and cover every single game. Just 9 times out of 10 will be no graphics and things of that nature, so you might as well buckle up. But the information's here. Let's make some money today on a Money Making Friday. First game up. Got the Boston Celtics laying 13.5 on the Orlando Magic. Total 212.5. Boston, they've been terrible ATS all season long. We got to call a spade a spade. Orlando hasn't been the ATS team they were last year. Orlando's been really banged up this season, though. They're kind of starting to get healthy. Banchero has had a couple of games underneath his belt since returning from injury. They're still missing Franz Wagner, and Mo Wagner is done for the season. This is an interesting game here. Orlando did beat Boston outright the first time they played. It was 2 days before Christmas in Orlando. Final score was 108-104 Orlando Magic. For Boston, they come into this game after losing outright on the road to Toronto in their last game. I hate to say this, and very rarely do I like doing this. I'm laying the points on the Orlando Magic. And I hate having to take Boston, a team that's been terrible, as a huge favorite all season long. But y'all know me. I'm a spot and situation better. I love my spots. I love my situations, and I can't abandon them. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game is the spot, is the situation for the Boston Celtics. Boston has been better this season off a straight-up loss from an ATS perspective. Off a win, they've been terrible. Chris Ruffalo has been giving y'all that stat on the morning show. Every time Boston comes off a win, he's been cashing fade in Boston in that spot, in that situation tonight. Friday night, at home, ESPN game. I think Boston kind of flexes their muscles and finally takes somebody behind the woodshed. I know they've been bad from an ATS standpoint this season, but I'm going to lean on the spot and situation for them tonight. Bounce back spot at home. That also happens to be a revenge game. I'm going to lay the points on the Orlando Magic. We keep it rolling. We head over to New York, where the Knicks, 4.5-point home favorites over the Minnesota Timberwolves. My gripe with New York most of the season is I felt like they have been overrated and overvalued. And that is proven in their ATS numbers. They're not a great money-making team, but they're not, just throwing money away. They're about 50-50. You got to find the specific spots and situations where they're not, and the specific spots and situations where they are. Tonight, looking at the line, I think it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So I do not think the Knicks are overrated and overvalued in this spot tonight. I do think the Knicks are the better basketball team. Keep an eye on the injury report. Karl Anthony Towns right now is game time decision. You got to keep an eye out on that. Minnesota comes into this game after a home loss. They lost to Golden State in their last one. We know we love fading Minnesota in Minnesota. The Knicks won the only meeting between these two teams this season. That game was earlier in November. It was about exactly a month ago on the 19th. New York aired them out 133-107. This is a revenge game for Minnesota, but y'all know me. I much rather prefer revenge games at home, not revenge games on the road. Want Karl Anthony Towns to play in this game. I think the Knicks are the better basketball team. I think Minnesota got the bad end of the stick in this trade. This trade still doesn't make sense to me almost midway through the season. So that's really what hampered and what's been the difference for Minnesota, that dumbass trade. And I think it's just going to hit them right in the face again tonight. I think Karl Anthony Towns plays against his old team. I like his points over. I like him to go off on them again. I was the number 1 overall pick for y'all. And y'all gonna trade me for bum-ass Julius Randle? It don't even make sense. It don't even make sense from Minnesota's perspective. They must have just genuinely didn't like Karl Anthony Towns. That's the only thing I could think of why they thought that trade made sense. Oh well. I'm on the New York Knicks. I don't think they're overrated tonight. The line's exactly where it's supposed to be. When it's all said and done, I think this ends up as a 7, 8, maybe even a double-digit win for the Knicks in the Garden. I'll lay it. Keep it rolling. We head over to Miami, where the Heat are 1.5-point home favorites over the Denver Chicken Nuggets. The Nuggets injury report is concerning. That's why the line looks like it looks. Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray, all game time decision. And I think they're a true game time decision. Like, there's no, I looked for some information this morning, looked through the tea leaves, tried to look through beat reporters, game time decision. So, with that being said, I'm just going to lean on the spot, lean on the situation. Miami, they've now lost back-to-back games. They lost in LA to the Clippers, 109-98, and then they turn around and lost 2 nights later in LA to the other Los Angeles team, the Lakers, 117-108. They played the Nuggets back in November in Denver. They got beat up 135-122. So, y'all know what sets up here. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game. Miami, I believe, is favored in this game for a reason. Denver, they are coming off of the home loss. They were on the back end of a back-to-back in that game, and Jokic sat that game. So not surprising to see them get beat up the way they did by Houston, who is a really good team this season. But, of course, I want to see how this injury report ultimately shapes out. I have no information on if these guys are going to play or not for Denver. In or out, though, let's play devil's advocate. Out. If you think they're going to be out, lay the 1.5 right now with Miami. Because if they are out, this line may grow to like 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. If you think they play and you want to bet Miami, wait, you'll get Miami as a dog when these guys get listed in. So you kind of I'm just telling you, depending on what you think happens injury-wise is depending on how you bet it. But regardless of what happens, I want to be on the Miami Heat. Got me? Let's keep it rolling. We head over to Toronto. Red to Milwaukee, where Toronto is 10.5-point dogs. Milwaukee. These boys have beaten up on Toronto in both meetings this season, 99-85, 128-104. I think Milwaukee beats up on them again. I know Toronto's coming off of back-to-back nice wins. They just beat up on the Boston Celtics, 110-97. At home, Toronto at home, where they got the whole country behind them, is a different team, monster and animal. And they also beat the Warriors 104-101. We will bet Toronto in Toronto. Toronto has been one of the best ATS teams in the NBA this season, and it's mainly been at home. We love betting Toronto up there in Canada, but they're not in Canada tonight. They're in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee, I hate to say it, but is actually playing some decent basketball, and I think they keep it rolling here. Toronto has been good at home, but for the most part on the road, they have been blitzed, and they really don't match up well with Milwaukee. So I hate laying points with Milwaukee a lot of the times. I think they're overrated and overvalued, and more often than not, they're a fade. But kind of like the other night when we took them against Sacramento, overrated and overvalued teams do win in certain spots and situations to justify why they're overrated and overvalued. Then they come crashing back down to earth. And that's when we're there to fade them when they crash back down to earth, when the expectations are through the roof. But in a spot like this tonight, we've already seen them beat up on Toronto. We don't trust Toronto on the road. Give me Milwaukee. No need to overcomplicate it. I'll lay the points with them here in this one. We keep it rolling. We head over to New Orleans where the Pelicans are 11.5-point home favorites over the Utah Jazz. I'm sorry. I know that New Orleans has played some better basketball recently, beat Philadelphia on the road, competed with Boston, beat Chicago, got gifted a game by the referees against the Dallas Mavericks because they lost that game. Dinwiddie off the glass, Herbert Jones block. That's a what by definition? A goaltend. But it's neither here nor there. Pelicans, this is what I'm talking about. Overrated and overvalued teams do win in certain spots to justify why they're overrated and overvalued. Pelicans have won 3 of their last 4. Now they're 11.5-point favorites, bro. I think they're right now 4th worst ATS team in basketball. They've been the number 1 team on the do not bet list for a majority of the season. Right now, currently number 2. This is a spot where they crash and burn. I think Utah fucks around and wins this game outright. Excuse my language. But I think Utah messes around and wins this game. Short, sweet, simple. Y'all know what it is, man. We're fading the Pelicans. Like, it's not even that complicated. Brandon Ingram's out. DeJounte Murray, game time decision. Herbert Jones out. Fading these boys, man. Gotta do it. No need to overcomplicate it. Utah, they've been better on the road, believe it or not, than they have been at home. They've been disappointing at home. But on the road, I feel like they've been more trustworthy, which is crazy. That's a complete 180 who they've been over the last couple seasons. So give me the Jazz plus the points. And we took a shot last night on plus 450, on plus 500. I think that's another one worth a shot on the Utah Jazz outright money line. We keep it rolling. We got the Chicago Bulls, your Chicago Bulls at home at the crib, laying 4.5 points on the Charlotte Hornets. Bulls at home, can't trust them. Short, sweet, simple. I'm on the Charlotte Hornets plus the points in this one. Chicago has won both meetings this season, 109-95 and 115-108. But their injury report is ugly tonight. Dosunmu, game time decision. Taylor Horton-Tucker, game time decision. Josh Giddey, game time decision. Kobe White, game time decision. You feel me? I think the Hornets, this is a legitimate game they can win. We've seen the Hornets win 2 of their last 3. They can make it 3 of their last 4. I think they have a legitimate chance to come here and compete. Chicago plays its best basketball on the road, not necessarily at home. Just to play on the spot, play on some plus money. Double revenge spot for the Hornets. They are on the road, but Chicago, after the stunt they pulled the other day, losing to the wounded Hawks, gotta fade them. I'm taking the Hornets in this one, fading Chicago out of spite. We have my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, at home at the crib with the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies rolling in. Thunder laying 8.5 on Dallas. Keep an eye on the injury report for Dallas right now. Currently, Kyrie Irving is listed as game time decision. Thunder, not a sexy spot for them. They are on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. They were our play of the day last night. Shout out to them as they beat up on the Cleveland Cavs in the low-key quick revenge spot at home. It's not a great spot for Oklahoma City. If there's a team that covers in not the sexy spots, though, it is Oklahoma City. Dallas coming off of getting absolutely robbed the other night, though. I think they show up. I know a lot of y'all going to be mad. Y'all going to cry. Jay, you always take the Mavs. Jay, you never fade the Mavs. If you want to take the Thunder tonight, take the Thunder. Take them. I'm not telling you don't take the Thunder. What I'm telling you is I'm betting my Dallas Mavericks tonight plus the 8.5. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you what I'm doing. So if you want to rock with me and do what I'm doing, grab the points in your back pocket with the Dallas Mavericks. I think it's just not a sexy spot for Oklahoma City on the second leg of a back-to-back after just beating Cleveland in the quick revenge spot. I'm not saying they don't come in here and win the game, but I think Dallas, especially if Kyrie plays tonight, coming off that ugly loss from Denver and then getting robbed in New Orleans, I think they show up tonight at home. That's all I'm saying. Small lean on the Mavs, plus the points. If you want to take Oklahoma City, by all means, take Oklahoma City. I do not want to see you in my comments crying about what I took. Feel me? Let's keep it rolling. We head over to San Antonio, where the Grizzlies are 2.5-point road favorites. I'm on the Spurs outright money line here in this one. Bounce back spot at home that also happens to be a quick revenge game. Play on the spot, play on the situation. Memphis is the better basketball team. They did beat up on San Antonio just the other night, 129-115. That game was, 2 days ago? I think San Antonio comes and gets quick revenge. Y'all know me. I play quick revenge all the time. And everybody keeps saying, Jay, you hate Memphis. No, I don't. Where y'all been? If you've an OG here, you know I don't bet Memphis often on the road. That's not necessarily where they play their best basketball. They've been better this season on the road. I will give them credit for that. But very rarely, if ever, do you catch me fading Memphis in Memphis. As a spot and situation better, I just love betting teams in situations where I know they play their better basketball. And for Memphis, that's at home, at the crib, where they're in that same airspace of stupid, dummy, crazy with teams like Denver, Orlando, and Houston over the last couple seasons. So, not last year because they were the Memphis Hustle. So, you got to throw out last season. Everybody was hurt. Ja, Bane, Jaren Jackson. They had G.G. Jackson out there hooping last season. But this season, they're much improved. They are one of the best ATS teams in the NBA right now. Currently, shout out the Grizzlies. Fading their ass tonight, though, in the quick revenge spot. Give me San Antonio. Think they show up, play much better. Wemby got dunked on by John Morant. Wemby revenge game. Wemby going crazy tonight. Give me Wemby over everything prop-wise. San Antonio at home shows up, man. Gets their revenge. Last and final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Got the Brooklyn Nets in L.A. The Los Angeles Lakers laying 11.5. This one, sticking to the same thing I've been saying all season long, man. Lakers, extended favorite. I'm just going the other way. Yes, the Lakers are head and shoulders the better basketball team in this game. Their injury report's concerning. Keep an eye out on that. Finney Smith, LeBron, Anthony Davis, all game time decision. So keep an eye out on those guys. Nets, this is not a sexy spot for them. It's their fifth straight road game. They've been pretty much beaten up this entire trip. They just got aired out by 60-something points the other night by the Clippers. That's kind of why I like them in this spot. And we know the Lakers haven't been a dominant ATS team when they're extended favorites. They'll win as dogs. They'll win as short favorites. Laying extended numbers with the Lakers is usually where you find yourself in trouble. A team like Brooklyn in LA Friday night, they probably got all their family at the game tonight. Everybody want to show out playing against the Lakers. Y'all know what it is. I'm going to grab the points with the Brooklyn Nets, especially coming off that terrible loss the other night. So that's what I like here in our last and final game of the night, man. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. I just broke down every single game on the card for y'all tonight. Of course, I do have premium plays over at the site. Those are the plays I personally have the most money on. The one play every single day, though, that I have the most money on is my NBA play of the night. We cashed it last night with the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies. Looking to go back-to-back on it tonight. Scoop it up or hop on something long-term. Hop on a 3-day pass. Get every single play that I release over the weekend. NBA, college hoops, NFL, division round. You feel me? Money-making weekend on the horizon. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to hear my NFL picks, I'll put a little pop-up right here. You can watch the NFL show. Me, Big Al McMurray, and Sean Murphy shot. Yeah, check out the morning show tomorrow and Sunday. And that's all I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. Remember, I'm out of town this weekend, so it's going to be some rapid-fire episodes. But it is what it is. I thought I broke down these games the best way I could for y'all tonight. It's been your boy, man. I'm out of here. Peace.